Alright guys, so we're into the section of this project that I had the most anxiety about, or I was most worried about, because I have no idea what I'm doing. So this is the closet that was in this room. I pulled the trim off, which by the way had some very serious nails in it. It's the whole, they don't build them like they used to kind of thing, I guess. So it looks like I've got, you know, board here, then a board in here. And same on the other side. I don't know about the top. Part of what's going to worry me is, and I got to figure out how to do this, is the floor. It's cut out for this, cut out for the wall actually. So, or they cut floor around the wall. So I'm going to have to find a way to patch that. I have no idea what I'm doing. So all I can really do is start cutting and see where that takes me. Yeah, I have no idea. So it should be interesting at least. Now I don't know if it would be easier. You see where this goes is basically to take this entire section right out to here and then patch that with some kind of hold on, let me take you off here. And then patch that with some kind of what looks to be relatively thin sheetrock. I don't know. I have no idea what I'm doing. I know it would be easier for the safe because I want to put the safe right in here. Guys, I really have no clue what I'm doing. I think I'm actually putting off doing anything through filming, which wouldn't be the first time I've done that, but my brother's the carpenter in the family. I'm the metal worker. So look at that. That's even notched. Like, this is amazing. I'm sorry, I'm like really actually surprised at, in some respects, how well this house is put together, being that there's certain mistakes. Like if you can see, each window header has cracks in it. It's like that all the way through the house. So they didn't put enough of a header in there, but you look at the way this closet frame is built and it's ridiculous. So, all right, I guess I'm gonna get to cutting and I'll be back with you in a little bit. I wanna get this done before I paint. I've got most of these walls here sanded. I've still gotta do these, but I wanna go ahead and get this cut out of here first and figure out what part or what I'm gonna need this weekend to go get it at Home Depot. But all right guys, thanks. All right, well, we got her mostly all apart. What you see here are the actual wall studs that are left. Show you kind of, see if I can close in on a little bit on the floor situation. I'm sure the lighting isn't much. So as you can see, I've got like an old school, like I think it's actually a 2x4 sitting in. This is the floor plate. So what I guess I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to saw up close to wherever, to where I decide to put the wall, which I think I'm gonna put it right here because I got this. So I got this 2x4 here. So if I cut right up against that and then fill that with some stuff, with something, and then do the other side as well. But it's in the same boat. Now the only difference is I gotta figure out what to do about this. All right, because that ledge is pretty damn narrow. So where this is, the other side, the drywall is butted right up to the edge of the wall stud. This one, the stud, is going to be exposed out like this because I'm not going to pull that out. So I got to figure out how to hide that best. And I have no idea. I'm going to take 2x4s and put up into these areas here, up in, oh. So I'm going to put 2x4s up in there, gussets on either side, and then try to figure out how to finish this thing off, which is really what's got me kind of perplexed is not knowing exactly how to finish off the edges because I've never done the work. Like the rest of this is taking it apart and things like that, and that's all relatively mechanical. But the finishing work, which is what makes the difference, I have no idea how to do. So I'm gonna stew on it for a little while. I'm probably gonna pull those studs out, or cut those studs, and kind of leave this sit here for maybe the rest of the day while I figure out what to do next. All right, thanks. All right, guys. So I think I have it figured out what I'm gonna do. I've got to go pick up a couple more of these facing boards. They're wide enough to be able to cover up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take and put 3/8" shims along this board right here, and then the trim will go up against this wall and have those shims in there, and then I'll have shims on one of these types of casing boards that's going to go up against this wall. All right. And then I'm going to put in kind of a header across here, and then another one of these, and then trim, and then in here I'm going to get different, like really much thinner trim or small. Alright, gun nuts. So this is the semi-finished product on the closet portion of the reloading room. We plugged this up, the floor holes up with like some pine finishing boards. They're 3/4 inch thick, which was the thickness of the floor. I used previous casing boards and kind of flipped them. Here, I'll take you in on that. Kind of flipped them over so I didn't have all that mess for the sides. And then I ran a new piece on the top. We got a header that we stuffed in there of sorts, and we're going to fill in all these little nail holes and stuff later. There's one thing left to do, and that's going to be the trim on the inside is yet to be done. Yeah, as you can see right there, I just got to pick it up. Right now we've got limited amount of space to be able to transport stuff like that, so once I get that done, I'm going to put that trim on. We've got a little bit more finishing work. We've got most of the room sanded. We're going to do sand the trim, and then start painting. So we'll see you then. Alright guys, so the room is primed. I decided to use a primer throughout the entire room because I had kind of larger areas of spackle here and there, and I'm pretty sure that stuff's porous and it'll change the color. So you have it would have had the dark green and then, or the mint ugly green, and then like that areas where the spackle is, and the paint tone would be different in those areas and it would show. So I decided to prime it all, including the ceiling and stuff, which the ceiling's actually going to stay in that primer. I'm not going to change that because it's kind of the right tone that I want to use to cut down on glare in the room for filming purposes. But yep, all the way around, not a very thick coat. I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm sure most all this is probably not the most efficient or effective way to do it. But I got the sad ceiling fan down. Sorry about the lighting in here, but there's no, I have the power turned off. Alright, so I'm going to let this kind of tack up and get ready, and then I'll go ahead and paint, and we should be done with that section of it. Alright guys, so we are painted. Looks like it's a little hard to see exactly what the color is in here, but it's kind of a cream, sort of yellowish cream color. We're all painted up, all trimmed out. Looks pretty good actually. I don't see any streaks or anything. I'm glad I primed the whole thing. I think it made it look a lot better. I decided to go with a semi-gloss for the ceiling to try to get light up. I noticed last night when I was in here working that it was really, really dark. So I think the semi-gloss ceiling might help, even though it might glare a little bit. But that's it, you guys. Next, we're going to put up the ceiling fan as soon as it dries enough to be able to do that. And then like plug socket covers and doorknobs and things like that, the AC vent. And then hopefully we'll work on getting the bench in. It looks like we're gonna have plenty enough room. Oh, we also need to finish the floor. So I'm gonna do that here, maybe today. Yep, we're getting there, getting closer. All right, guys. So I went and got the floor, or I cleaned the floor all up. Just took some mineral spirits and wiped it down, and then used a putty knife on any of the thicker spots and just kind of rubbed. It took about an hour or so, but it's fine. So if you ever wondered why I didn't use plastic, that's why. Done that enough on these floors to know how they work. Bench is still in here just because I don't have room in the house right now because of all the stuff to actually get it out. Little corner that I've set up that's going to be kind of probably where I do maybe some live streams and stuff like that from. There'll be some stuff on the walls. So we got the curtains up, which are terrifically hideous. All right, we used a brass plate kind of fitting for the reloading room. So next I'm going to finish these areas of the floor, and then we'll be working on the bench, and that'll be kind of the next big step, is getting that bench done and getting it in here. So until then, stay safe, have fun. I'll see you when I see you. Laters.